We continue now at the top of Daf Vavam and Beis in Meseches Yoma. This is Yoma Daf 6b. The Gemara here is in the middle of bringing a Mishnah to try to prove whether a Boel Nida goes to the mikveh at night, like a Nida, or a Boel Nida can even go to the mikveh during the day. So the Gemara tried to bring a proof from a Mishnah. The Mishnah compared a Boel Nida to a Tamei Mace. So the Gemara said it can't be that we're talking about that they're compared in the sense that they both have 7 days of Tumah, because that's already an explicit pasuk. You wouldn't say a Boel Nida is like a Tamei Mace if both of them have psukim written about them that it's a 7-day tumah. So the Gemara says elalav litvilasan. Rather, it must be that the Mishnah means that they're similar in terms of immersing, just like a tamei mace does tvila during the day, so to a boel nida does tvila during the day. So that should answer our question. So the Gemara says, lo, no, liolam l'tumasan. Really, the Mishnah is talking about for tumah with regards to tumah. And seifa et strichale, the reason why we need this Mishnah, because it seems so obvious. Why do we need a Mishnah to tell us that a boel nida is a 7-day tumah? We need it for the end of the Mishnah. The Mishnah says, el shechamur mimenu boel nida. The Mishnah says that a boel nida is more strict than a tamei mace. Shemetame mishkav umoshav betumah kala letame ochlin umashkin. Because when it comes to a boel nida, the mishkav and moshav, what the boel nida sits on and rests on, becomes tamei, at least for a light kind of tumah, which can be metame food and drink. Rashi over here explains, shemetame mishkav umoshav afilu eser matzo zu al gav zu v'tamei mace einu metame lamago. When it comes to a boel nida, even if you have 10 things one on top of the other, and then the boel nida sitting on top of it, that's going to create a tumah. When it comes to tamei mace, it's only tamei if the tamei mace actually touches the item. Latame ochlin umashkin. Now this kind of tumas mishkav umoshav is only enough of a tumah to make food and drink tamei v'lo latame adam v'kelim. It's not so strict that it can be metame people or kalim, keshar kalosa mishkav umoshav. Whereas that's true by other mishkav and moshav, they can even be metame adam v'kelim. Kagon zav is zava v'nida mitzora shetumasan av hatuma. When it comes to all those examples, zav, zava, nida, mitzora, their tumas mishkav and moshav are av hatuma latame adam v'kelim, and an av hatuma can be metame adam v'kelim. Avo boel nida ksiv beva. When it comes to boel nida, it says in the pasuk, kol mishkav asher yishkav olav yitma. It says anything that he sits on or he lays upon is going to be tamei. Nisko hakasav mituma chamura, and the Torah is uprooting him from tuma chamura to mishkav nida atzma of a nida, where a nida it is chamura, it is strict. Shemetame adam. When a nida by the mishkav of a nida, it's metame adam. Kenichsiv v'chol asher yishkav b'mishkav v'gomer, like it says in the pasuk. Ve'viu l'tuma kala. However, the boel nida is included when it comes to tuma kala l'tame ochlin umashkin, in order to be metame ochlin umashkin de'ila tuma chamura. Because why? How do we know that from the pasuk? Because if the pasuk was talking about tumah chamura, lishto kramine, the Torah didn't need to say anything. V'anoya dana the mishkav otami ke mishkav nida. And I would have assumed that the mishkav of a boel nida is the same as a mishkav of a nida. Daksiv utihini dasa olav. Like the pasuk says, the tumah of nida applies to the boel nida, so we would assume naturally that it is equal. So the fact that the Torah says anything says obviously it's different than a nida, and we assume that it's a tumah kala. It's a tumas mishkav and moshav that can be metame ochlin umashkin, but cannot be metame adam v'kelim. And so the Gemara now brings another proof in terms of whether a boel nida does the tefillah during the day or night. Tashma coming here. The Tani Rabbi Chia taught hazav mitzoras uboel nida v'tamei mace. So that includes boel nida, which is exactly our case. All of these cases, tvilasan bayom, they immerse during the day. Nida v'yoledes, when it comes to a nida and a yoledes, tvilasan balayla, they immerse at night. Tiyufta, the Gemara says, indeed, that is a refutation. This is a clear proof that a boel nida immerses during the day. And the Gemara continues, V'adsha tom afrisho mitumas beso. Why are you just separating from his wife? Hifrisheyu mitumas hames. You might as well also separate the person from tumas hames. Rashi explains the question of the Gemara. This is in regards to the Kohen Gadol Yom Kippur. V'adsha tom afrishu mitumas beso shar kol adam nichnasim v'yotzin etzlo. You're letting everyone else be in contact with this Kohen Gadol. You're separating him only from his wife. Hifrishu mitumas mace. You might as well separate him from tumas mace possibility as well. V'lo yu kol adam nichnasim v'yotzin etzlo. Don't let anyone be in contact with the Kohen Gadol. Shema yomus mace olav. Maybe one of those people will die and he'll become tamei mace. Why aren't we that strict when it comes to the Kohen Gadol? So the Gemara answers, Amar Rav Tachlifa avua de Rav Huna mishmei de Rava. Rav Tachlifa, the father of Rav Huna, says in the name of Rava, Zo someres, this proves tumas hames hutra hi b'tzibur. When it comes to tumas hames, that is completely permitted when it comes to the carbon tzibur. Rashi over here says, hutra hi b'tzibur kedechsev ish nidche vein tzibur nidachin. Pasuk says an individual, when he's tamei mace, is pushed off from a carbon, but a congregation, a community is not pushed off. Uvi Yoma Kippur, Korban, when it comes to the avodah of the Kohen Gadol Yom Kippur, Kulei Korban Tzibur, it's all talking about Korbanos Tzibur, and therefore it's completely permitted. Even if he would be Tamei Meis, it would not be a problem. V'yav Korban Shelo Doches HaTuma. Not only that, even the individual Korban that this Kohen Gadol is bringing will push off Tuma. Sharei Zmano Kavua, because it's a set time. The Karbano Toloi Bo, and the entire Korban is dependent on him, so therefore it's no problem. Gemara gives another answer. Ravina says, Afilu Teima Tumas Hameis Dechuya Hi B'tzibur. You can even say that Tumas Hameis is Dechuya B'tzibur. Rashi over here says Dechuya Hi B'tzibur. Afal Pisha HaKarban Tzibur Docha Osa. Even though we know that a Karban Tzibur does push off Tumas Meis, meaning even Betuma you can bring the Karban Tzibur, Bekushi Hutra. That was only done Bekushi, it was done with difficulty. That's not something Lechatchila. Velo Heter Gomer, it's not completely permitted. V'chol Madim Matzinu Lahaduri Madrina and Shiyasa Betara, and we try as much as we can to do it Betara. So Ravina is saying, even if you say that Tumas HaMeis is Dechuya Hi B'tzibur, we're not going to go so far as to separate him from all people. Why? Tumas HaMeis lo shchicha, because Tumas HaMeis is something that's uncommon. It would not be common that a person would come and visit him and that person would die and make him Tamei Meis, but Tumas Beiso shchicha, but Tuma that has to do with his wife becoming a Nida, that is common, and therefore we separate him from his wife. And the Gemara continues, Itzmar, we have the following Machlokas Amoraim on this very topic. Tumas HaMeis, when it comes to Tumas HaMeis, Rav Nachman Amar Hutra Hi B'tzibur, Rav Nachman says it's completely permitted b'tzibur. Rav Sheshes Amar Dechuya Hi B'tzibur. Rav Sheshes says it's pushed off, meaning a tzibur can bring the karbanos even betuma, but it's not something lechatchila. So the Gemara now explains the context of the machlokas amoraim. If you have some people who are tamei meis and some people who are tar in the same exact beisav, the shift that is working in the Beis Hamikdash that day, everybody agrees you should have the kohanim who are pure. They should do the service in the Beis Hamikdash and not those who are tamei. That's not in dispute. Ki pligi, when are they arguing? Lahadure ulasuye tahor mi beisav achrina. Question is, let's say you don't have in this particular beisav, so now should you go and find tahorin from a different beisav, or do we say no? You can use these kohanim who are tamei. Rav Nachman says heter hi b'tzibur. It's completely permitted when it comes to the congregation. For lo mahadrina, we don't look for another beisav. We allow this beisav to serve betuma. For Rav Sheshes Amar, Rav Sheshes says dechuya hi b'tzibur. Tuma is pushed off, but it's not something we really want. Umehadrina, and we would try to find people who are tar from a different beisav in such a situation. Iko diamri, there are those who have a different version of this machlokas amoraim, meaning of the context of the machlokas. Afilu heicha diiko tahorin u'tamein bahu beisav polig Rav Nachman. Even in a situation where in the beisav that's supposed to serve today, even when you have tahorin and tamein in that beisav, Rav Nachman would argue with Rav Sheshes v'omar avdi nami tamein, and he would say that even the tamein could serve. That's what it means. Hutra hi b'tzibur. We'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Zayin Amud Aleph.